you can't believe everything you hear. You can't believe everything that, you know, the establishment or the dominant society tells us. And that moves me to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson has a special place in my heart because the day I was born, one of Michael Jackson's songs was #1. So from the day I was born, I do not know a world without Michael Jackson. I was very, very emotional when he passed. Now, we're going to get into facts and figures, okay? So I want you to listen to this interview of Brandi Jackson. She said she is Jackie's daughter, of her accounts of Wade, who was in this wretched documentary.
I developed a little crush on me and had been talking to my Uncle Michael about it and wanted to get to know me further. So my uncle, you know, being an uncle, set us up. He invited us both to the ranch. We spent about a week together. His family and my family. My brother was there, his mom and his sister. Everybody was there. We got to know each other, and towards the end of the trip, he very sweetly said, "Would you be my girlfriend?" And so that was, you know, an innocent young relationship that started. We were friends for a long time, which turned into a relationship. I knew him for at least 10 years. At this, we had a 10-year, I'm going to say, friendship relationship.
But before you linked up, how long were you guys friends before you guys?
I want to say about a year or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were really young, so like 12 years old with a boyfriend.
Yeah, but I want to stress it was an age appropriate relationship. This wasn't, you know, anything, you know, to be
right,
you know, embarrassed about. I feel comfortable talking about this. But yeah, just, you know, to spend that much time with these people, I spent days every week. I'd be at their house, or he was at our house. So I'm familiar with what was going on in that time frame, and there wasn't anything weird or sinister going on with him and my uncle.
Right.
I mean.
Now, and you actually were dating him,
Yes.
Wade. Yes.
I met him a few times. Me, him, Brandi, we all hung out.
Yeah, you remember this.
Yeah, we hung out. We went to different places. I met his mother. I met his sister.
Right.
His sister wanted to babysit my little brother. I mean, they were cool.
That's right.
Remember?
Yes. Yeah.
And what is his sister and his mom? Where are they? What do they have to say about this whole thing?
You know, I haven't seen.
They're kind of quiet.
Well, to my knowledge, they're pretty vocal in this documentary. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet. Okay.
Yeah. From the trailer, that's the impression that I get.
Now, how old were you when you guys started dating?
I want to say, like Bree said, around 12 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you dated for how long?
This was 7+ years.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah, I want to tell you 8-9 years, but I don't want to misquote. I'm going to say 7+ years.
Okay.
Easily.
Okay.
He was kind of obsessed with her too, by the way. He was. I remember a couple of times. He just always wanted to, like. I remember one time we were all in the car and we piled up. And he was like, you were sitting on his lap, and like he really liked Brandi. So this is like shocking to me because he really liked her.
What was it like being in the relationship? Was there deception, deceit in the relationship?
There was, but you know, a lot of it I wasn't aware of until later.
Okay.
I'm such a trusting person, and I had confronted him several times about things, and he would just lie straight to my face and tell me, no, these aren't the case. That what you think is not true. This is what was happening, and I would believe it. I want to believe it. You know what I mean? So in hindsight, yes, there was a lot of deception and lies. I did not know that at the time.
Okay.
With the pop star.
That too.
Oops, yes. I did it again. Oops, I did it again.
Yes.
I'll say allegedly, but was he with you when the whole? For those who don't know, Wade was alleged. I'll just say alleged for legal reasons to have had an affair with Britney Spears while she was with Justin Timberlake and while he was with Brandi.
Yes.
Right. So we're pretty accurate on that?
That is an accurate statement. Again, alleged.
Alleged.
But that's an accurate
accurate, yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
I remember that, boy.
Right?
I remember that. Yeah.
And I just didn't want to believe it. And I was so supportive of him working with her.
Yep.
I encouraged him, just keep going. You've got this. The stuff that you're doing is great. I'm over here like a little fool.
Was he dancing for her?
He was choreographing for her.
And she got a thing for dances.
Yes, she does. Kevin Federer, yeah, she loves dances. She loves dances with the little Negro swag.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
So how did you find out? Did he come home with blonde hair strands in his drawers? What is this?
No, he had been displaying some strange behavior.
Oh, wow.
And like I said, I confronted him about it. I asked him, just be honest, is this what the case is? No, we're just working together. But then somebody very close to me, I can't give any names, but somebody very close to me who I trust more than anything, shed light and was able to break it all down for me and told me, not only is he cheating on you with her, he's cheating on you with this one who's married.
God damn.
The list goes on, and I wish that I could say some of these names because you are familiar with these people.
Wow.
But I can't tell who they are.
So you see, the whole time he's sitting there talking about how Michael Jackson didn't want him to be with girls and this and that and all this kind of stuff, he was dating Michael Jackson's niece that he set him up with, cheating on her and all that. I'm telling you, this shit goes really, really deep. There's more. I'm going to warn you now. This is going to be a really long video for Instagram. You guys are going to have to watch the complete video on YouTube or Facebook because 10 minutes is just not enough. Not even with Instagram TV. And I'm learning how to do that. Okay. Oh, I'm not done. So now I want you to peep this next video of Tariq Nasheed breaking down the history of the families that have accused Michael Jackson of these of false atrocities. Just peep the rabbit trail.
One of these tabloid shows back in the 90s that talked about how they would just get just letters and just thousands of calls with people making false claims against Michael Jackson. That was like a thing. People making false claims because that first case where Michael was accused of molestation in the early 90s, the dad, they have secret recordings of the dad basically saying, this is an embezzlement thing. They got the dad like, hey, they better give me $20 million or I'm going to come out and say he did all this. I'm going to ruin his career if they don't give me $20 million. They got the dad of the kid on the phone saying this. Do y'all know how uncredible some of these damn allegations are? Again, the first family, the dude, he was clearly trying to get the bag, and he did. He ended up getting the bag. He did what he said he was going to do. He ruined Michael's career to a certain degree with those allegations, because when he did that, all these other people were like, oh, that's how we get the bag. That's how we get the bag. So then anybody who was around Michael, and Michael was like, I'm a kid, and kids are innocent. It wasn't no, I'm hanging around these kids because I'm a perv. It's like, well, damn, these kids, at least these kids ain't gonna try to finesse me. That's what it was about. All that stuff about, well, kids all in his bedroom. Understand, Michael's bedroom is like a damn, an apartment. Like Macaulay Culkin said, his bedroom was like 2 stories. So, and also there were other adults sleeping in the bedroom too. See, we gotta put everything in the right context. There was nothing there. So Michael thought, he's like on some We Are the World, we can all get together. Children aren't racist. He was one of those kind. He's like, let's bring the world together. The kids aren't racist. They're pure souls. We can get together and they'll grow up and not be racist. And that's where Michael messed up. Because see, these kids, they're cool until they start hitting some hard times. And then they start seeing that white supremacist safety net over there. And they see some of them start seeing that white supremacy safety net, then all of a sudden they cash that in on your ass. That's what black folks need to understand. Yeah, those kids are cool when they're young, and you can have a purely innocent relationship with them. But when they grow up and start understanding white supremacy and their asses start hitting hard times, and they're like, look, I understand the system of white supremacy, and they'll get on code with me against this black person. They understand that when they get older. So Michael was kind of naive towards that. OJ the same way. Oh, I'm not black guy, it's OJ. And all of them cashed in on his ass. The early 2000s, when he did that Martin Bashir documentary in the little white Hispanic family, remember them? When he's sitting on TV, was holding the kid's hand, because I think the kid had cancer, right? Y'all help me out with this. That the little white Hispanic kid had cancer. And again, he was with Macaulay Culkin said he ain't done nothing to me. Corey Feldman said he ain't done nothing to me, and Corey be telling on folks. But remember the family, the Jesus juice and all that stuff. Was his name Gavin? What was his name? Was that the Gavin kid? The kid who had cancer? Do y'all know? See, people, y'all stop reading headlines and start reading the actual story. That kid's whole family was finessing. That kid, Gavin, the one who had cancer, his whole family was on some finessing shit. Remember, that family tried to finesse Chris Tucker. Remember, Chris Tucker testified that they tried to finesse him. George Lopez, they tried to finesse him with the whole cancer thing. And that family actually sued JCPenney's because the little boy stole out of JCPenney's. They caught him stealing. Then they gabbled up him and his mama. The mama said the people at JCPenney grabbed her titties and sexually harassed her. Then they sued JCPenney for like $150,000. Do y'all know that? This family was finessing. Yeah, they got money from JCPenney. And the mama was on some welfare fraud. She was finessing the county, JCPenney, so she was on a finessing spree. So they don't tell y'all all that. Look this up. But they knew keep throwing these weak charges at Mike. Keep throwing these weak charges at him. That's going to deplete his resources. Even if they don't get him in jail, that's messing with his resources. That's damaging his reputation.
Imagine you believe that children are being abused by pedophiles in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
So why are you sitting down talking to me? Why aren't you sitting down with the police right now?
I've told the police. In fact, if anybody wants to go back to 1993 when I was interviewed by the Santa Barbara Police Department, I sat there and I gave them the names. They're on record. They have all of this information, but they were scanning Michael Jackson. All they cared about was trying to find something on Michael Jackson.
Who you said, by the way, did not abuse you.
Who Michael was innocent, and that was what the interview was about with the police in 1993. I told them he is not that guy, and they said, well, maybe you just don't understand your friend. And I said, no, I know the difference between pedophiles and somebody who's not a pedophile because I've been molested. Here's the names. Go investigate. And let me push this forward. There are thousands of people in Hollywood who have this same information. Why is it all on me? Why is it if I don't release the names in the next 2 months, 6 months, or a year, I'm the bad guy? I'm the victim here. I'm the one who's been abused.
So they had this. Oprah celebrates her birthday in St. Bart's on David Geffen's $300 million yacht watching Michael Jackson's documentary with her best friend Gail. Now, family, isn't that an interesting headline? Isn't that a very interesting headline, family? That's very interesting that they would word that like that, and it would make it a point to specify that she's on David Geffen's boat. That's almost like an inside thing. That's like an inside thing. Like you're letting somebody in the know hip to something. So now, again, Oprah, they keep putting Oprah out here. They keep putting Oprah out here to give credibility to this documentary. They keep mentioning Oprah with this documentary. And then after the documentary, they got Oprah hosting something, so they keep mentioning Oprah. So keep that in mind, all right? Let's not forget about that, but let's go a little bit deeper here. Now, they're on David Geffen's boat. This is David Geffen with the arrow pointing to him. That's Oprah next to him. Oprah stays around David Geffen, by the way. That's Paul McCartney next to Oprah, and that's Gail and some other folks, and there's Jimmy Iovine in the picture. But there's several pictures. Oprah stays up under David Geffen. David Geffen is extremely powerful. Let's be very clear. David Geffen is very, 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 very powerful. Very powerful. Very, very, I mean, David Geffen is the most powerful gay man in the country. He's one of the most powerful people in Hollywood. You don't cross David Geffen. As a matter of fact, somebody tried to write a biography about David Geffen. A dude named Tom King. Google that. Tom King ended up dying mysteriously at age 39. They said he died of natural causes at age 39. Got it? So David Geffen, Paul McCartney, Oprah, all of these people kicking it. Now, all of these people, remember, they used to run with Michael. All these people used to run with Michael. David Geffen used to run with Michael heavy. As a matter of fact, Michael was like David Geffen back in the 90s. He was like, this is Michael and David Geffen right here. I can't make it bigger, but yeah, that's Michael and David Geffen right here. I know it's a small picture. But they used to run heavy. Now, David Geffen, again, powerful dude in the industry. He's clicked in with the Beatles. This is a record on David Geffen's records of John Lennon. He put out some of John Lennon's earliest studio albums. All right? That's Geffen Records. So Mike and Geffen were rolling heavy back in the day. So Mike was rolling in these circles heavy. You dig? And from what I understand, Geffen was trying to get a deal going on with Mike for a long time. And they felt a certain way about Michael getting that Beatles catalog.
So we're about to go deeper, okay? Now we're about to go a little bit into Oprah, and then we're about to go a little bit into Paul McCartney and how he felt about Michael Jackson after Michael Jackson bought the Beatles. And then we're just going to keep going down this rabbit hole. Like, what I'm trying to do right now is just compile all the things that I have heard over the years so you can get a full understanding of why my point of view is the way it is.
This is Paul McCartney and Michael were buddies. See, and they don't mind being buddies with you if you are lesser than, if you're like the Negro over there, if you're the Negro friend. Michael kept telling Paul, because Paul, they had that Beatles catalog up for sale. Paul, understand, they had first shots at getting it. They had the first rights of getting it. But Paul didn't get it. And Michael kept telling him, I'm going to get that catalog. And they thought he was just a little Negro, running his mouth, and they didn't take him seriously. Mike kept telling them, I'm going to get that catalog. And they kept playing Michael to the left. Listen to this. This is Paul talking about,
to think about music.
This is Paul talking about the catalog. Listen to this. Hold on. Come on.
Music publishing. It's very good business. You love music. I'm into it. It does very well. It's a nice, easy business for a musician to be in. And it's a very...
Hold on. No, I want to get the picture, this thing bigger, if I can. Okay, this is as big as it's going to get. Okay.
Business, you ought to think about music publishing. It's very good business. You love music. I'm into it. It does very well. It's a nice, easy business for a musician to be in. And it's a very rewarding business because it's music, it's songs, beautiful songs. So he kind of said, okay, and that was the end of it. And then a couple of weeks later we were chatting and he just came up to me and said, I'm going to buy your songs, And I went, yeah, great, good one. And we just carried on. And
y'all following this? They were playing Michael to the left like he wasn't serious.
And a few weeks after that he said, I'm going to buy your songs. I thought, well, it's a bit of an old joke by now, but it's very funny. All right, And I still knew he was kidding, And just a few weeks later, just somebody rang me up and said, Michael Jackson's bought Northern Songs.
It's your whole portfolio.
Oh, yeah, and that's where all the Beatles songs are. But,
But it's not funny in a way, too, is it?
Well, no, it's not funny at all, but...
it ain't funny no more. Huh? Oh, it's not funny at all. Oh, it ain't funny no more.
But it's not funny in a way, too, is it?
Well, no, it's not funny at all. But the thing is, there's nothing I can do about it. The fact that it isn't funny was the fact that...
All right. So now, Paul, this is just one interview. Paul was trashing Michael for a long time over them damn, the Beatles rights. Paul did not like that.
what I thought was interesting about this part right here is that when Michael Jackson made some lyrics that Jews felt were anti-Semitic, he was road dogs with Steven Spielberg and David Geffen and all these people, and he was like, I'm not anti-Semitic, these are my best friends. But what I want you to peep about that situation is nobody came to his aid and was like, that's my friend, and they don't get down like that. But remember, when people was wearing blackface sweaters, people making blackface sweaters, talking about they want to kill black people on sight, making blackface keychains. I mean, the list could go on and on. There's always a black person out there putting on their cape, getting their briefcase so they can be the legal voice of reason for this racist. But when the tables are turned and this person looked out, Michael Jackson reached out to his friends, people that he knew, none of them would say, oh, I know him, he's not anti-Semitic. Nobody. But you see what we do.
When he did that song, They Don't Really Care About Us, when he used the line, kick me, kike me, don't nobody like me, Jew me, sue me, something like that, they started calling, the media was calling him anti-Semitic. And he was like, I'm not, hey, some of my best friends are Jewish, like Steven Spielberg, David Geffen, and they didn't stick up for Michael. So Michael kind of fell out with a lot of those cats. They didn't stick up for Mike, and Mike felt a certain way about that. And understand, remember, David Geffen, Steven Spielberg, these were Mike's best buddies. You saw, in the 80s, you saw Mike with them all the time. You saw Mike with them all the time. And when it was time to stick up for Mike, they were like, I don't know you like that now. Remember, Steven Spielberg and David Geffen, who used to run with Michael Jackson, and Katz, what's his name? John Katz, I think that's his name, John Katz. Now understand, these guys started DreamWorks. They started DreamWorks, all right? I want to show y'all something. David Geffen, Steven Spielberg, Katzenberg. These three who were real cool with Michael, they started DreamWorks. Now, Michael also felt a certain way about this because, again, he's used to folks being around him and taking stuff and finessing stuff. Let me show y'all something. Michael's Neverland Ranch. Hold on, where is this? Come on. All right, this is right here. That's the Neverland Ranch logo. Michael's had that for years. Going all the way back to the 80s. That was Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch logo. Got it? That's the entrance to Neverland Ranch. And his buddies, the boy on the moon. That was the Neverland Ranch. That was Michael's logo, the boy on the moon. That's the boy on the moon logo. Yeah? And DreamWorks logo, the boy on the moon. It's the same thing. And these were Michael's friends. To be thrown at Michael. Michael even used the term gay mafia. There's a Hollywood gay mafia after me. Google that. Google Michael Jackson and gay mafia. Because there's all types of pedophile rings and stuff going on in Hollywood, and these people are protected. What they would do, family, they would use those pedophile stories against Michael to take the heat off them. Harvey Weinstein and all used to hang with all these cats. Harvey Weinstein, Oprah. That's why there's dozens of pictures of Harvey Weinstein and Oprah with that whole little clique. Google Harvey Weinstein and A.J. Benza. Harvey Weinstein, it was alleged that he would pay A.J. Benza like $20,000 a month to get those sexual harassment stories off him and put them on Mike. So he would plant stories about Mike. Anytime somebody came forward with a story about Harvey Weinstein, A.J. Benza would be like, hey, Michael Jackson a molester. They would throw out Michael Jackson stories. So the name of the game was to keep putting Michael Jackson pedophile stories in the media to get the heat off everybody else. That was the whole game. They've been doing that for years. That's why when I look at Oprah up here talking about, man, child molestation. I'm like, Drake, look who you with. With all the pictures you got with Harvey Weinstein? Really? But let's go deeper. So Digital Entertainment Network, that started in the late 90s. Come on, where's my screen? Let me get all this. I got a bunch of screens up. Y'all bear with me. Let me get all my screens down. Where am I? There we go. All right. So, there it is. All right, let me get this article up. All right. The Digital Entertainment Network, it was founded by Mark Collins Rector. He was one of the founders, and some of the people who funded this was David Geffen, Bryan Singer. All right? David Geffen and Bryan Singer were some of the people who financed DEN. Got it? Y'all follow me? Bryan Singer. DEN went down because basically it was a damn pedophile ring. The guy who founded it, again, we know what went down with Bryan Singer. But the guy, Mark Collins Rector, they were molesting so many kids, this guy had to register as a pedophile and he had to flee the United States as a sex offender. You feel me? I mean, these guys are like for real pedophiles. I mean, convicted damn pedophiles who had to bounce. And now we see why all the heat goes on Michael Jackson, but people like Bryan Singer keeps getting protected. The movie An Open Secret was about some of this stuff too. That's why that movie got buried. But yeah, Bryan Singer. Notice with Bryan Singer, they've been protecting this. This dude is still winning awards. And also look at the timing of stuff too. Look at the timing. Whenever it's time to put the spotlight and the heat on Bryan Singer, all of a sudden we talking about some R. Kelly. Remember when the R. Kelly thing broke? I mean, it didn't break, but when they had Surviving R. Kelly, everybody was focused on that. But the same night, Bryan Singer's movie won a Golden Globe. There was a documentary about Harvey Weinstein that nobody never heard of. They buried that thing and put it on Hulu somewhere. That's what they do. They don't let you get no wide distribution. They're not going to let you promote that thing. Remember, they created Oprah. And whenever any type of scandal breaks with Oprah, notice it gets buried real fast. Because, especially back in the 90s, because Oprah was a cash cow. That was their girl. So they're pushing her out there. They don't want no scandals to hit her. A lot of y'all won't remember, but back in the 90s, Oprah's dad was accused of sexually assaulting a woman. Most of y'all, you can barely Google that story. You barely find anything about Oprah's dad being accused of sexual assault. Some woman said she went to his barbershop and she was sexually assaulted. And Oprah ultimately had to pay the woman out like $50,000. All right? Oprah had to pay this woman 50 stacks. And the media buried this thing. You don't hear about this nowhere. The woman came out a couple of years ago and did an interview with Radar Online. Her name was Pamela something. Forgot her name, but let me show y'all something. That's the article right there. A woman files sex charge against Oprah's father. This is in 1995 out in Nashville. You dig? So they buried this. Now, the case got thrown out. The case got thrown out, but, they did the whole civil suit. The woman was basically, it looked like she was, clout chasing, trying to get a bag. So, Oprah quietly paid her. Her connections in Hollywood made it go away for Oprah. Got it? Oprah's connections made it go away. We in here heavy, that's right. So any scandals about Oprah, notice, ain't no major scandals about Oprah, and when they come out, they go away very quickly. Now, they keep them receipts on Oprah's ass because she knows she's on a short leash. And then, with Oprah, when the whole thing went down with her school out there in South Africa, y'all remember that? When there were sexual assault cases at that school in South Africa, they made that go away because they couldn't spin it. They couldn't be like, oh, some men, because that's a school for girls. So there were some studs at that school sexually assaulting some of the girls there. There's a couple of studs there. Allegedly. All right? Remember, those stories just kind of disappeared. There was a couple of cases over there with that school. A couple of that disappeared. Let me unpack it. Let's get. Y'all remember this? When Oprah was promoting this dude, John of God. Y'all remember that? This was recent. Y'all remember him? John of God. Oprah was promoting this dude heavy. Oh, she was promoting this dude. And this dude, and ended up, they said he done raped 300 women. So Oprah was really caping for this dude, campaigning and promoting this dude real heavy. So y'all don't even hear about this no more. Oh yeah, this dude is a hot damn mess. So again, they gotta save Oprah. But yeah, they had to call that one in with Oprah. Oprah, we've been looking out for you. We need you to look out for some of our dudes over here. So we need you to go out here and promote that Michael Jackson documentary. We need you to do it at this time. We need you to get the heat off our boy. You dig? And Oprah, she had to get up marching.
We are in very exciting times because people that look like us are being exposed left and right for who they really are, what their hearts really hold. And a lot of people with black skin, their hearts do not hold the people. And we're seeing that now. And as you can see with Oprah, Oprah will save her own skin. You have $1 billion. You had to, I'm confused at this point now, why at this point in your career you would throw somebody dead under the bus. Like, I'm confused as to what more do you want that you got to throw your dead friend under the bus? And this is what we have to pay attention to. Who is for us and who is against us? Oh, my receipts aren't done, no. Okay, so now I want you to check out this video with Taj, who is Michael Jackson's nephew. He's about to break some business things all the way down.
And Safe Tech are not getting paid.
I don't believe that. What do y'all think?
I don't believe it either. And plus, we know what currency is as well. Fame is currency in today's world. You can turn being relevant into making money. They have an appeal going on right now with the estate, so it's in their best interest to get the public on their side so they can make as much money as possible. And we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars here.
Now, I know you guys have the estate of Michael Jackson does have a lawsuit against them for this documentary. Is there a chance that this could be pulled before Sunday?
I don't think so. I mean, I think that there's too much at stake for them. I think HBO is in a certain position where Netflix is eating their lunch, and I think they need this publicity. So I think they're going to ride this.
You know, man, what bothers me the most about this documentary is the fact that, Wade and what's the other guy's name?
James Safechuck.
Yes, they both, testified under oath that nothing sexual happened between him and Michael. Isn't that perjury?
That's what I thought. It would be for you and me, But apparently, they want my uncle so bad that they're changing laws, they're changing their, opinions, they're changing everything, And they should be held accountable to the same standards that everyone else is.
Absolutely. Have y'all thought about that? Have y'all thought about, possibly getting them brought up on perjury charges? Or is the statute of limitations up on that?
I think the statute, and I think it's not up to us anyway. I know they changed a couple of laws to try and get my uncle, and had no evidence. So they can do it if they want.
Now, Dan Reed, the director, did he even approach you guys about being interviewed or partaking in any of this or making a statement or anything?
I could tell you, he did not approach anyone. He's actually in interviews, he's proud of that. He says he had a story to tell. He didn't want it to compromise, what he was telling. So he basically, interviewed only their family and the two gentlemen. I shouldn't even call them gentlemen. That was too nice of me. But he didn't interview no one else that would have a conflicting story.
Did you think that when your uncle died, the late, great Michael Jackson, that this witch hunt would still continue?
Yeah, because, basically, if people can make money off something, they're going to keep, it's like vultures. As long as there's meat on the bones, they're going to keep picking at it.
Wade Robson, at one point, did even try to shop a book deal, and that book deal wasn't picked up by anybody, and he was trying to seek some money from this. So you think, for real, you really think this is just about him trying to get himself out there and perhaps trying to sell his story after this documentary comes out?
Well, it's the timeline. The book deal, he tried to first keep it on the down low, and the book deal happened only after he did not get, he wanted the job of director / head choreography for Circle A, Michael Jackson 1. He was, up until that point, he's dancing away tributes and everything. And then once he doesn't have that, all of a sudden he starts writing about the sexual abuse story. And so it doesn't add up at all. You go from tributes to all of a sudden being abused by this person because he wanted to stay relevant.
Has this affected the estate at all? As far as people, I know they saw it at the Sundance Film Festival. Has this affected people playing Michael Jackson's videos, music, or anything?
I think the people, if people did probably a 5 to 10 minute Google search, it wouldn't. But that's what they're kind of relying on, people just to have that mob mentality. The whole mute Michael Jackson and everything like that. I think that's what they're really counting on right now. So they don't want you, they don't want you to shine a light on anything right now. There's one side, we're trying to shine something, they're trying to hide stuff.
So let me ask you a question, just to play devil's advocate, because I want to see if, do you think that any of these rumors could possibly be true about your uncle?
100% no. 100% no. My uncle was one of the most scrutinized people in the world. He had a secret 10-year FBI investigation going on him, that no one knew about.
What?
10 years, 300 pages of documents, not one shred of evidence. Don't you think they would have locked him up if they had something? And that's the thing. We all know how effective the FBI can be.
Why would the FBI be investigating Michael Jackson?
Because with the allegation, I think when the name is Michael Jackson, you're just a target, and if something comes up, it's their due diligence to investigate it. There's been many other people that have been investigated for things that have turned out falsely, but I think it was national attention at that point. Everyone was reporting about it. So
it's always these conspiracy theories that your uncle was actually killed for other reasons. They talk about, owning the Beatles catalog and things like that. Do you think that it was an actual plotted out murder?
Our family does, I don't want to say too much, but, You know, my uncle owned pretty much half the music industry publishing companies. I mean, we're talking everything from the James Bond theme to, I mean, he was getting paid and paid and paid. And, you know, he became too powerful. You know, I mean, I was just watching a Sam Cooke documentary.
I just watched that too.
I saw that.
Yep.
I mean, it rang so true to me. It was like, here's a black man that's is just too powerful. He's doing too much. He's owning too much. You know, and they make it look. They make it look so bad because they don't want you to like this person afterwards. And, you know, and it's very interesting how they do that. They don't want you to, they want you to get to a certain level, or at least you're making money for them. But as soon as you make money for yourself or you're helping other people out, they don't like that.
Are there any plans to do a Michael Jackson style documentary in the vein of the Sam Cooke?
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize that. I knew he owned the Beatles catalog. I didn't know he owned the James Bond theme. What else? What other publishers?
Yeah, I
did
see,
he own?
Taj, you guys are working on doing a documentary.
Yeah. I mean, I am, but it's hard because I don't like publicizing it, only because I don't want that to get in the narrative of what we're trying to do here. I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to promote something. Right now, I'm just trying to get the truth out.
Right.
You know? I'll do all that promoting after this, but right. So I've only tweeted about it like 3 times in the last month. You know. So, but yeah, I think, you know. What else did he own? He pretty much owned anything that, you know, Babyface's catalog, anything that Sony writers, you know, Oasis, anything that people. Yeah, I mean, he had a deal where he owned half of Sony Music's catalog. You know,
half of Sony's catalog. That's crazy.
What? Why would they give that to Michael?
Because they wanted the Beatles that bad. And the funny thing was, he didn't even have to put money towards it. Whenever they bought new stuff, like, you know, their partners, they bought some of EMI and all that stuff. He didn't even have to put his money towards that. That automatically went to him. So he outsmarted them, and they didn't like it.
Oh, they killed Michael, bro. I'm convinced now. They killed your uncle, bro. And I did not know all of this. This is crazy.
Oh, it goes beyond that. And you know what's funny? This anyone that was close to him, what you know, would tell you they want to kill me for my catalog.
Wow.
He would say that all the time. He would say that to anyone that would listen. They're trying to kill me for my catalog.
What's he like? He's a good guy.
Is a good guy?
Yeah.
Show me where he touched you. Nothing ever.
He touched you, bro.
Nothing ever like that. No nonsense. No shenanigans.
In general, with Michael, just had a wonderful relationship. I learned so much from him as an artist and as a kind human being.
From the Bad music video. Michael gave them to me when I was, I don't know, 7 or 8. He's going to be with us spiritually, but I wanted to feel something physical from him. So I'm probably going to rock one of these tonight too while we perform on stage and just feel that much closer to him.
Who's saying it?
I would love that.
Well, what's he like?
What's he like? He's a good guy.
You can't believe everything you hear. You can't believe everything that, you know, the establishment or the dominant society tells us. And that moves me to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson has a special place in my heart because the day I was born, one of Michael Jackson's songs was #1. So from the day I was born, I do not know a world without Michael Jackson. I was very, very emotional when he passed. Now, we're going to get into facts and figures, okay? So I want you to listen to this interview of Brandi Jackson. She said she is Jackie's daughter. Of her accounts of Wade, who was in this wretched documentary.
I developed a little crush on me and had been talking to my Uncle Michael about it and wanted to get to know me further. So my uncle, being an uncle, set us up. He invited us both to the ranch. We spent about a week together, his family and my family. My brother was there, his mom and his sister. Everybody was there. We got to know each other, and towards the end of the trip, he very sweetly said, "Would you be my girlfriend?" And so that was, an innocent young relationship that started. We were friends for a long time, which turned into a relationship. I knew him for at least 10 years. At this, we had a 10-year, I'm going to say, friendship relationship.
But before you linked up, how long were you guys friends before you guys?
For, I want to say about a year or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that you were really young, so like 12 years old with a boyfriend.
Yeah, but I want to stress it was an age-appropriate relationship. This wasn't anything to be
right.
Embarrassed about. I feel comfortable talking about this. But yeah, just to spend that much time with these people. I spent days every week. I'd be at their house, or he was at our house. So I'm familiar with what was going on in that time frame, and there wasn't anything weird or sinister going on with him and my uncle.
Right.
I mean.
Now, and you actually were dating him.
Yes.
I met him a few times. Me, him, Brandi, we all hung out.
The whole time he's sitting there talking about how Michael Jackson didn't want him to be with girls and this and that and all this kind of stuff. He was dating Michael Jackson's niece that he set him up with, cheating on her and all that. I'm telling you, this shit goes really, really deep. There's more. I'm going to warn you now, this is going to be a really long video for Instagram. You guys are going to have to watch a complete video on YouTube or Facebook because 10 minutes is just not enough, not even with Instagram TV, and I'm learning how to do that, okay? 90s, one of the first dad who brought a sexual allegation against Michael Jackson on behalf of his son was caught on tape saying that he basically was going to ruin Michael Jackson's career if he didn't get $20 million, okay? So that was one family. So that just gave people license, and the floodgates just opened up with false sexual allegations against Michael Jackson. One tabloid show talked about how inundated they were with false accusations. So then Tariq starts putting into perspective how Michael lived. Macaulay Culkin explained, like his property is like a neighborhood, okay? And his bedroom is like an apartment in the neighborhood. So when he's saying that he's having sleepovers and their children sleeping in his bedroom, understand that this bedroom is as big as an apartment. It also has multiple levels, okay? Not only that, but other adults were in the room as well. He goes on to say that Michael felt like children can't con you or cheat you, and that's why he preferred the company of children. And then, he thought that, maybe if you get them young, that, you could keep them from being racist. But he failed to realize that when these little white children, a lot of white children, when they grow up to be white supremacists, and they realize that they have an entire system backing them so they can, get the bag out of your black ass, okay? So both Macaulay Culkin and Corey Feldman testified in court that Michael never did anything to them. And so watch this video real quick on Tariq talking about how the family finessed money out of everybody, or tried to anyway.
That family tried to finesse Chris Tucker. Remember, Chris Tucker testified that they tried to finesse him. George Lopez, they tried to finesse him with the whole cancer thing. And that family actually sued JCPenney's because the little boy stole out of JCPenney's. They caught him stealing. Then they gabbled up him and his mama. The mama said the people at JCPenney grabbed her titties and sexually harassed her. Then they sued JCPenney for like $150,000. Do y'all know that?
Oprah celebrates her birthday in St. Bart's aboard David Geffen's $300 million mega yacht, watching Michael Jackson's documentary with best friend Gail. First of all, is that a real long-ass header? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, so Tariq goes on to point out that David Geffen is extremely powerful. He's so powerful, a man named Tom King died of natural causes at 39 after writing a biography of Geffen. Oprah, David Geffen, Paul McCartney were all really, really good friends. Now, peep this video. Paul McCartney was in the Beatles, in case you don't know. So peep this video of Tariq talking about Paul McCartney, and then Paul McCartney in the video.
Business, you ought to think about music publishing. It's very good business. You love music. I'm into it. It does very well. It's a nice, easy business for a musician to be in. And it's a very rewarding business because it's music, songs, beautiful songs. So he kind of said, okay, and that was the end of it. And then a couple of weeks later we were chatting, and he just came up to me and said, I'm going to buy your songs, And I went, yeah, great, good one. And we just carried on. And
y'all following this? They were playing Michael to the left, like he wasn't serious.
And a few weeks after that, he said, I'm going to buy your songs. I thought, well, it's a bit of an old joke, I know, but very funny. All right. And I still thought he was kidding. And just a few weeks later, just somebody rang me up and said, Michael Jackson's bought Northern Songs.
It's your whole portfolio.
Oh, yeah, then that's where all the Beatles songs are. But,
but it's not funny in a way, too, is it?
Well, no, it's not funny at all. But
it ain't funny no more. Huh? Oh, it's not funny at all. Oh, it ain't funny no more.
But it's not funny in a way, too, is it?
Well, no, it's not funny at all. But the thing is, there's nothing I can do about it. The fact that it isn't funny was the fact that...
All right. So now...
So Paul McCartney was not very happy about that situation, about, Michael Jackson. Not even outsmarting him, because he told him the truth. He told him, I'm going to buy your stuff. They just didn't believe him. You understand what I'm saying? And he was smarter than them. He even tried to tell him, look, we should get into this together. But they didn't listen. But he did what he was supposed to do. Now, when Mike wrote that line, and they don't really care about us, about Jew me, sue me, kick me, kite me, the media said that he was anti-Semitic. Now, I told you his best friends were like Steven Spielberg and David Geffen and all of these people who are of Jewish descent, right? None of them had his back, okay? He was like, oh, my best friends, like, my friends are Jews. How could I be anti-Semitic? None of them had his back. In the media, in the news, nothing, okay? Now, what I want you to understand about this is, peep how now when we got white supremacists who are out here talking about they want to kill black people on sight, they making sweaters with blackface, on and on and on and on and on. There's always a bunch
of people with the same color skin as ours that want to give these people 1,000 excuses. Oh, that's my friend, you see? But he had friends, none of them looked out for him. They let that bus run right over him, okay? All right, I just want you to peep that. When the tables are turned, they don't stick up for you. Y'all keep paying attention. Okay, so now watch this video about Mike and his best friends and how they stole from him.
Think going all the way back to the 80s. That was Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch logo. Got it? That's the entrance to Neverland Ranch. And his buddies, the boy on the moon. That was the Neverland Ranch. That was Michael's logo, the boy on the moon. That's the boy on the moon logo. Yeah? And DreamWorks logo, the boy on the moon. It's the same thing. And these are Michael's friends.
He goes on to talk about how Harvey Weinstein would pay AJ Benza $20,000 per month to publish Michael Jackson pedophile stories to distract him from his own pedophile and rape cases. You understand what I'm saying? Allegedly. All of this stuff that I'm saying is allegedly, all right? So then these guys start Digital Entertainment Network. It was founded by David Geffen, Brian Singer, and Mark Collins Rector. Okay? Brian Singer was also accused of sex with young boys. Keep the receipts on that, okay? This business venture went nowhere. They had to shut it down because Mark Collins Rector was convicted of pedophilia and had to register as a sex offender. And he fled the country. They're not going to jail even when they are convicted. Okay. All right, so the movie Open Secret is about, this whole situation, and it was buried. Notice it wasn't a 3-day special on Lifetime or HBO or Netflix or any of that. It was no special on Mark Rector. Oh, but go to bit.ly/MJ Receipts, and you will see a link to that documentary there. I'm coming with receipts. Because people that look like us are being exposed left and right for who they really are, what their hearts really hold. And a lot of people with black skin, their hearts do not hold the people, and we're seeing that now. And as you can see with Oprah will save her own skin. You have $1 billion. You had to. I'm confused at this point now. Why, at this point in your career, you would throw somebody dead under the bus? Like, I'm confused as to what more do you want that you got to throw your dead friend under the bus? And this is what we have to pay attention to. Who is for us and who is against us?
That's the article right there. A woman files sex charge against Oprah's father. This is in 1995 out in Nashville. You dig? So they buried this. Now, the case got thrown out. But, they did the whole civil suit. The woman was basically, it looked like she was, clout chasing, trying to get a bag. So, Oprah quietly paid her. Her connections in Hollywood made it go away for Oprah. Got it? But, yeah, they had to call that one in with Oprah. They're like, Oprah, we've been looking out for you. We need you to look out for some of our dudes over here. So we need you to go out here and promote that Michael Jackson documentary. We need you to do it at this time. We need you to get the heat off our boy. You dig? And Oprah, she had to get on marching.
Oh, my receipts aren't done though, okay? So now I want you to check out this video with Taj, who is Michael Jackson's nephew. He's about to break some business things all the way down.
He had a secret 10-year FBI investigation going on him, that no one knew about.
What?
10 years, 300 pages of documents, not one shred of evidence. They would have locked him up if they had something. And that's the thing. And we all know how effective the FBI can be.
Why would the FBI be investigating Michael Jackson?
Because with the allegations, I think when the name is Michael Jackson, you're just a target. And if something comes up, it's their due diligence to investigate it. There's been many other people that have been investigated for things that have turned out falsely, but I think, it was national attention at that point. Everyone was, reporting about it, so.
It's always these conspiracy theories that your uncle was actually killed for other reasons. They talk about, owning the Beatles catalog and things like that. Do you think that it was an actual plotted out murder?
Our family does. I don't want to say too much, but my uncle owns pretty much half the music industry publishing companies. I mean, we're talking everything from the James Bond thing to, he was getting paid, and he became too powerful. I was just watching the Sam Cooke documentary.
I just watched that too.
I saw that.
Yep.
It rang so true to me. It was like, here's a black man that's just too powerful. He's doing too much. He's owning too much. And they make it look so bad because they don't want you to like this person afterwards. And it's very interesting how they do that. They don't want you to, they want you to get to a certain level, or at least you're making money for them. But as soon as you make money for yourself or you're helping other people out, they don't like that.
Are there any plans to do a Michael Jackson style documentary in the vein of the Sam Cooke?
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize that. I knew he owned the Beatles catalog. I didn't know he owned the James Bond thing. What other folks?
Yeah, I see, Taj, you guys are working on doing a documentary.
Yeah. I am, but it's hard because I don't like publicizing it, only because I don't want that to get in the narrative of what we're trying to do here. I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to promote something. Right now, I'm just trying to get the truth out.
Right.
I'll do all that promoting after this, but so I've only tweeted about it like 3 times in the last month. So, but I think what else did he own? He pretty much owned anything that Babyface's catalog, anything that Sony writers, Oasis, anything that people. Yeah, he had a deal where he owned half of Sony Music's catalog.
Half of Sony's catalog. That's crazy.
Why would they give that to Michael?
Because they wanted the Beatles that bad. And the funny thing was, he didn't even have to put money towards it. Whenever they bought new stuff, like their partners, they bought some of EMI and all that stuff. He didn't even have to put his money towards that. That automatically went to him. So he outsmarted them, and they didn't like it.
Oh, they killed Michael, bro. I'm convinced now. They could.